Well, folks, it's official. I have seen James Gunn's Superman. Today, let's talk all about it. Just in case you don't know who I am, my name is Pedro Vega, and I am the host of the Pev Gamer channel. You can follow me on all the socials at Pev Gamer. James Gunn's film is an extremely ambitious project. A lot of heroes, a lot of villains, good amount of subplots, and a well-crafted, fun time at the movies. The film is not without its flaws. There is an extreme amount of fast pace, not enough time to develop all the characters they throw at us, but there's also really good aspects about the film. It gets away from the Snyder versus serious tone and has a good bit of slapstick comedy and just regular comedy throughout the entire film. There are moments of seriousness in the film, but it can go from 0 to 100 very quickly. Let's start with who the film is not for. This film is not for someone who enjoys a solo Superman experience. Superman is accompanied by multiple heroes in the film. The focus gets pretty evenly dispatched amongst all of them. The heroes on screen we're talking about, you've seen them in the trailer, Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, and Hawkgirl get I would say the perfect amount of screen time, but it is definitely taking away from this being a Superman movie. If you're someone who enjoys the Superman origin story, this film is not for you. This kind of blows over Superman's origin. He's a well-seasoned hero at minimum within his third year or 3+ years of being Superman. So we get a little bit more of a seasoned Superman. Also, for people who liked the serious toned Superman movies that Zack Snyder had put out, this film is definitely not for you. This film does a very well job of separating itself from Snyder's original cut of Man of Steel. So if you enjoyed those films and you liked the serious, more gritty version of Superman, this film is definitely not for you. Now, let's get into who this film is for. First off, if you like a more grounded Superman, this is your film. Superman goes through trials and tribulations just like you and I would. Superman opens the film with actually losing his first fight, which has not happened yet. And you see the humility, you see the struggle, you see him having to build back up that confidence. He loses a couple more times in the film as well, but he also takes away a lot of wins and does a lot of learning. This was a refresher for me, as that is my criticisms with the Superman comics. There's not a lot of storylines that I feel are relatable of this character that has obstacles to overcome. We see a lot of times Superman is this super big powerhouse that doesn't really have a lot of things going against him that can stop him, with the exception of maybe a well-planned General Zod takeover or the death of Superman story with Doomsday. You see a much more realistic Superman in this, and that's a fresh take. Let's get right into the criticisms I have about the movie. My first big criticism about the film, there's just way too much going on into this one film. There's a lot of plot, there's a lot of characters, it's a lot to keep your mind wrapped around. There's a war between two countries, there's Lex Luthor plotting against Superman, there's the involvement of the US government for or against metahumans, there's seems to be some setup for the formation of a Justice League or a Justice Society. There's a subplot of the complicated relationship between Clark Kent and Lois Lane and Superman along with the other heroes. My other major criticism of the film is Superman takes on 3, if you want to get technical, 4 different villains throughout the film. And there's not a lot of time to flush out those characters or to kind of figure out, well, what's happening? Like, really, why are these people evil? I don't want to spoil too much of it. I really do want you guys to see the film. I think my compliments of the film really outweigh my criticisms. That's the next part of the video. Let's get into the things I loved about the film. Something I loved about this film is it took no hints from its previous predecessors. It went in its own direction and it skipped over a lot of the things we have already seen 100 times over. There's no retelling of the origin. There's no retelling of Lois Lane figuring out who Clark Kent is. and Superman trying to get with Lois. Like, they already have some form of established relationship. None of the Kents die, and there's no General Zod again. Another thing I loved about the film is it's an emotional roller coaster in a positive way. The film is first and foremost hilarious. There's so many funny moments in it. Don't get me wrong, you still get some aspects of the serious tone, but the tones can change from 0 to 100 real fast. You know, 1 minute you'll go like, oh my god, or whoa, that was awesome, or you'll burst out laughing. Crypto makes it for me. Crypto the super dog is super funny. The robots that end up eventually becoming Brainiac, not in this film, just in general, those robots, they're hilarious, they're super funny, they have good one-liners, and the overarching relationship between Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, and Superman, their aspects together are super, super funny. And the last thing I loved about the film kind of just reinforces what we said, but with a little bit more. The film has something for everybody, right? You're gonna laugh, you're gonna say ow, you're gonna say whoa, you're gonna just go through it all. The film has comedy, the film has action, the film has politics that kind of make the world feel flushed out, and the actions of the hero have consequences throughout the entire globe. Kind of like the feel of the first 3 Captain America movies, truly. But to conclude this video, I think James Gunn did a great job. He created a unique Superman. He set up for his interpretation of the DC universe. He does really good storytelling. Would I like to see more of a single Superman action movie? Yeah, probably. But we know James Gunn thrives when it comes to a group of misfits. He could turn B-list and C-list heroes into superstars like he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. And I think Superman got that treatment as well. And not just Superman, but the other heroes involved in the film. To conclude it, I would give the Superman movie a rating of 8.6 out of 10. It's a near perfect movie with certain flaws in it that kind of take away from it being a Superman movie and more of a Justice Society movie. The plot's kind of all over the place. The subplots are a little hard to wrap your mind around, but overall a super fun time, and if you turn your brain off, it's one of the best movies ever. If you found our review helpful, make sure that you click the notification bell and subscribe. That way you'll hear all the reviews, all the podcasts we do, and check out some of our other creators. We have the Comic Combo Express group, and we have my gaming channel, Pev Gamer. I'll leave links down in the description for everything. Comment telling me what you thought of the video, and like it and show your support. That has been it. I am Pev Gamer, and this is Pev Productions Reviews. We'll see you guys in the next video.